Hello there guys, what is going on? Son of Chelsea back here again for another edition of my Team Selector ahead of tomorrow night's game against Ajax in the Champions League. It's a massive test for Frank Lampard's team, there's no doubt about it, especially away from home. These two games coming up, away and at home in the Bridge in a couple of weeks, are really going to test this squad and test this 11, test Lampard's nous and tactical intelligence in these games, and is really going to tell us a lot about Chelsea in the Champions League this year. Whether you think it's a distraction, whether you're of course more focused on the league and getting that top four to qualify for the Champions League again. I have said this before, I hope that Chelsea can spring a few surprises, and hopefully this could be one of those games. But it is going to be a real challenge. And as well, some team news with injuries. No Kante, no Rudiger, no Christensen, no Barkley. Pedro as well has been omitted from the squad. I don't know if that's an error, but he wasn't on the squad that was released by the club, which of course is another frustration. And of course, coming up against such a well-drilled Ajax team in that 4-3-3, that famous formation that they helped to pioneer in a lot of ways with total football. And they've got some really interesting players, exciting players, and ones that are going to be a threat to Chelsea. You know, I think obviously, David Neres, who of course has been linked to Chelsea before, and I know has been a lot of fans' wish lists in the past. But as well, I think of a player like Dusan Tadic, who has gone on to new levels at Ajax since leaving for Southampton and always seemed to score against Chelsea. But going into my lineup, it's hard to predict really what formation Frank is going to choose in this game, because of course we knew when he went to Lille, he opted for that back five, which he clearly likes in certain situations, especially difficult and tricky away games that he has utilised before. And this could be another prime example of that. It's interesting though, because of course he doesn't have Rudiger or Christensen. I would suggest he probably will go to a back two, maybe just because of the players available to him. But I wouldn't be too shocked if we did see that back five and then maybe it gets rotated in the game, considering how it's going. But I'm going to stick with 4-3-3. I think he'll match up, and I think he should match up against Ajax, and I think that is still our strongest formation. So obviously in goal, Kepa. Back four, it's weird. If we were going to a back five, I naturally would say Reece James would play, and it's exciting to me to see Reece James come into this team, and maybe this is a good place to throw him in. Dave's played a lot of football recently. Of course, there is always going to be an argument about Dave's form and his experience and know-how, especially in a difficult European time. Could this expose Reece James? But I believe that Reece James should be given a chance here, and I feel that he has absolutely the capability to rise to the challenge. We've already seen that, and I'd like to see him in a back four, so I'm going to go with Reece James. Back two, pretty simple. Tomori and Zuma, they've been in the back two for the last 2 or 3 games now, so they're embedding a relationship together. And after Saturday, I think also Zuma helping out Tomori when he makes mistakes. I think there's a good relationship and partnership going on there. So those two in the back two. Emerson has travelled. So Emerson, for me, comes back into this back four. Of course, Alonso scored that brilliant winner on Saturday. But I think Emerson is our first choice. So I think he comes back into a back four as well, if he's fit to play. Midfield three, Jorginho, Kovacic and Mason Mount. Now, I would have, of course, loved to see Kante to give maybe Mount a rest, but I just think because, of course, Barkley as well being injured, I just think that naturally will be the midfield three. To me, even though Gilmour, of course, has travelled and might even get minutes, I think that will be the midfield three for me. And the front three, I'm going to surprise a few maybe here. I'm going to put Christian Pulisic as my choice to be a starter. I think he had such a positive impact off the bench, and I'd just like to see that get rewarded here. A bit like how in the case of Reece James, I just think that this could be an exciting time to throw Pulisic in against an opponent. And if we are sitting back, if we are having to give away possession a lot, on the break, we've seen Pulisic do so well and be so impactful. And I'd like to see him be given a chance to stake his claim here. So I would like to see Pulisic on the right wing. Left wing for me, Callum Hudson-ODOI has got to be. He is just on fire at the moment in terms of creating goals, being that focal point, being that unpredictable raw on the side of the left wing. And he absolutely looks like whenever he gets the ball, something is going to happen. So quite a young front three for me, Callum Hudson-ODOI. And up front, of course, Tammy Abraham. Now, Olivier Giroud, I'm probably going to talk about this and touch on this in my Let's Talk Chelsea later in the week, so go and check that out. about Giroud's playtime here and Batshuayi as well. Now, Frank may want to rotate in this, but I just think he's going to stick with Tammy Abraham. I just do. I think that at the moment, he's the form striker. He's close to 10 goals. I'm sure Tammy is willing to get to 10 goals. And I don't think he had a bad game on Saturday. He still was able to get chances for himself, so I'm going to go Tammy up top. So that is it. That is my team selector for the game against Ajax. Let me know your team in the comments below and your thoughts ahead of the massive game. But thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you did enjoy it, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to never miss an upload. Follow me on Twitter @SonOfChelsea, and I'll see you again.